Hello and welcome. Today is the 11th of July 2017. My name is Derek and welcome. In this video, I'm going to go over the crypto charts as I'm playing it on each individual one, probably going over quite a few. So it's definitely going to be a lengthy, maybe even a two-part series. And with that being stated, let's get started. And this is the Bitcoin chart, basically the base currency that I and most or a lot of other people would be using, as this is what is used to buy and sell practically everything else for the most part. A little bits on the tether. I'm going to be talking about that within this video. And I have a decent amount of my Bitcoin portfolio in thus that of Bitcoin. And as, of course, the markets have been going sideways, it's working a lot better in this manner than, of course, a lot of the other ones now. But the question is, when do I want to get into small bets of the tether, which is like getting into US dollars? And the question or the answer is based on a rollover of the 18 average. And it's been going sideways for quite some time. This level of support retested. So now that that's the case, if there's any weak resistance, it's already been to where it came from, close to the 18 average. What I would ideally like to see happen or occur would be for maybe some further consolidation in this area. And that's, of course, if it's going to go lower, that is. And then have a play where it's starting to head lower, because breaking in the low area of the 22s, like 22.20 in that ballpark area, I will be considering selling some for US dollar tether, and maybe even a bit again over the 2000 number, because if that weakness comes in, then I would probably expect a move back to this point. But I'd only sell like a little bit, because A, what if I'm wrong? And B, I'm still using Bitcoin as a base currency to day trade and to buy other things. So then let's move on to the next one. We'll go in alphabetical order. AMP is one that I made a mistake on this one, actually. I should have bought where it is now. Instead, I bought a little south of 9,000 yesterday. And the reason is from point A to point B, this is right now where 61.8% down happens to be. I already had some during the wave lower, which sucks because you're going to have losers. And I don't sell on the way down like this unless you give me a good reason otherwise. So the first place I'm going to be selling is in here, and then I'll be looking to get out at this point. But I do think that this is at an area where it should at least have a bounce towards this point. ARDR, I bought that yesterday at 41. I sold out a half of it that day at 43. Now down to 39. So that's pretty much break even given the numbers as it's playing out. As far as Fibonacci is concerned, 2862 somewhere in here represents a key level it could go to if there's going to be further moves lower. But this thing is down pretty decent, that even a move here, you could have a big red candle down day the next couple of days, but oftentimes you might get something like this on the event that it's going to eventually, of course, reach that point, but well overextended. We have a market going from 12K down to 4,000. That's 2/3 off the price. Clam I bought yesterday at 135, and I will be looking to sell it up towards this point in here as a quick scalp. DGB, I don't own any, but I do have a buy order in at 118. Wild moves this is showing us. Dash is next, and this is considered a main holding for me. In fact, outside of Bitcoin and one other one not included, it is my largest holding, and within such, That means I will be making several buys and sells moving forward. I bought in here, I bought in here, and I'm going to always have buy orders down in here, and I'm always going to be placing sell orders up here. But I'm looking to unload the vast majority of my position with significant gains breaking the 13 number. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but it's over 0.2 as where I think I can get my significant moves. But what I'll do when I buy and sell within such, I buy here. Okay, so let's put a sell order in at here. And then I already got like a few sell orders. So if this one gets executed, I'll put a buy order here. And when this one gets executed, I'll put a buy order maybe here, and so on and so forth. So when these buys were executed, that's because they were from sell positions from back in here. DCR, Decred, is next, position in which I'm already long within. And I have one buy order ready for adding within, which is right at this previous low. Because when you have a situation where you come down here, have whatever type of gain, if there's ever going to be some moves down, it's very common to at least get a bounce towards this point. And if that, of course, gets executed, I'd probably sell it somewhere in here. And then at that point, if I put a buy order in here, what I would probably do is calculate a 61.8% down correction. But I'll wait until I see further weakness to do that play. Ethereum is next, which is something for the last few days I've been gradually getting out of. So therefore, it's at a okay position at this stage. I do have a buy order in at this previous level. As well, I have a buy order in at 100 US dollars amongst the tether. This Ethereum is having some wild moves based on a lot of these ICOs that require such, and I guess that's a decent reason why these are selling off. With that being stated, other coins are as well. In fact, so many of them pretty hardcore. But with that being stated, I would rather, of course, be ready to buy in here, and of course at the 100 handle, and I am now. ETC is next, something I am a holder of as well, and I probably should have been scaling it back a little more aggressively like I have been with Ethereum, as it is showing weakness within this level. However, my plan is to rather wait for a move back to where it came from, but only be a very small buyer in at that level. FCT, Factom, is next, and I bought this today at 60. I sold 60% of what I bought at 65.5, and I already own it, so I have sell orders amongst many different places. Those would pretty much be about where the 4 that I'd have them. This one would probably be a little bit higher, but in that area. And I have one buy order in for 38-ish or so. And that's FCT. And I am long the third time now today on Folding Coin. The first time I got in at around 260, which would have been back in here, and I sold out with my position at that stage. The second time I got in was at around the top at 900 here, but I was able to sell for a profit at this stage, and I have bought in today in at 551, looking to get out in at around this point. And I haven't put another buy order in, but I speculate it would most likely be a little south of 300. And let's move on to the next one. GNO, I'm in the hole a little bit. I bought in at 975 yesterday, and I'm looking to sell out within this area. Now, if this keeps going lower, then I'll reduce the sell orders, but I think it's still at the stage on any rally. This is where it should go down to. I haven't put a buy order in, but I think if the next one were to have continued retracement, this is a twice hit previous low after a good move on the last hit. So in at around the 73 or so handle. Yeah, I'm going to put a buy order in for that one. 73, it would be a buy order for me. GRC is a great one because I profited on this one. I sold out yesterday for a profit. I bought right in here at 15, but yesterday I was able to sell out at two prices, about 2023. Somebody put a buy order on Bittrex there, but I sold here and here yesterday, even though this chart doesn't show it. It happened on that site. So I don't have any anymore, but I do have a buy order in. And I'm going really, really insane on this one. 205. I'm going a break of the low. 205 I have a buy order in for. Litecoin is next, and this is one of my main positions like Dash, which will be traded the exact same way. I'll keep on buying on the way down, and I'll keep on selling on the way up. So if a situation comes where the price action goes to like, say, 208 and I sell, I'm going to try to buy it back at about maybe 180 something. Oh, I sell at 220. Let's get her back at about 200 or 195, and that's what I do. LSK I do not own, but I do have a buy order, roughly a little over the 47 handle. NXT is something I probably should have gotten out of, but this means because I was a holder on the way down, I'm going to have to reduce my sell orders and sell a bit here, so on and so forth. Because not every trade is going to work out to be a winner, but regardless of the market, I know it's going to go up and it's going to go back down. So I'm going to wait for rallies to determine when I will sell what I have. NAUT I do not own any of, but I have a buy order a little over 3,000, or a match of what's the previous last two times hit. It was hit before then as well, and I'll be looking for a third support test. And this is wild moves if they happen, and if they don't, then the Bitcoins are still that of Bitcoins. I have a lot of buy orders, many which won't be included because I'm only going over codes on the TradingView site that they have. But let's move on to the next one. With NAV, I'll be using the same strategy I will be with NXT, as this is something I have been long with, but I'm not going to sell until the rallies come. I can see here's a decent selling spot, here again, and here. So you were hoping to sell for more. These things don't usually go straight up, straight down. This is like bulls versus bears as far as rolling the dice. It's your turn. Okay, bulls, your turn. Okay, bears, your turn. Boom, boom. So it's going to have to make a move. That's been a good down move, but there's going to be some good rallies coming from this point as well. Key note, this is at a level of key support because my last buy order was in here. I have stopped buying this, but because I already have enough of a position, that's the reason why I won't buy any further. It is down pretty well. It could, of course, go down further, but it's going to have its upturn at some point. Pinkcoin will be the final one. I'll conclude with the rest of them later tonight, as I do need to take a little bit of a break at this point. And I bought Pink yesterday at 433, and I want to sell half of it at about the 600 or so mark, a little below it. That's a previous resistance point. And then the other half, I have a sell order at around the 900 level. So thank you for tuning in. I'll cover the other ones, and I can even go over a few Bittrex ones as well, but that might be a third part because of the size of their charts. I'd have to change the scaling of the video structure a little bit for their charts. But with that being said, thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great night.